a XACUTI gravy.
Yes. This is all 36 ingredients.
36 ingredients.
And most important thing is the mom preparation.
No wonder it's so tasty.
Very tasty. I eat it every day.
What do you eat?
Ros Omelet.
Ros Omelet. This is a gravy that certainly has character. I want to make sure that every bit of my omelette has the opportunity to absorb enough of that delicious XACUTI gravy. You must congratulate your mom, Mrs. Anant Parsekar, on that excellent XACUTI that I've tasted. So it's our last day here in Goa and we've stepped out for breakfast. We received a few recommendations on this place called Sai Anant Cafe here in Parra, a good 30 kilometers from where we are staying in Dona Paula. So the one thing with local eateries in Goa is that many of them are eateries that look rather, for want of a better word, ordinary from the outside. When you pass by, you probably won't give them a twice over, but then I suppose it's the food that's served inside that brings people in. So I'm hoping that's the case with Sai Anant Cafe too. Let's go in and find out what breakfast here in Parra is all about. Good morning.
Good morning.
What is special here? Are you the owner? What's your name?
Mahesh
Mahesh
Parsekar.
Parsekar?
Yes.
People said that you have to try the XACUTI here.
Yeah, we had bought early in the morning. It's got over, but the gravy is there. Another one time is coming at around 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock?
XACUTI, yes.
Oh, so now what can we have?
Ros Omelet with bread, puri or parotas. The most famous thing is early in the morning is egg chops.
What is egg chop?
Boiled egg and coated with the smashed potato.
So that's there?
No, it's got over.
What time do you open?
7 o'clock.
We are here at 10 o'clock. So if somebody comes at 7, they'll get egg chops.
7, 8, 9, till 9 also is there.
And also the XACUTI?
Yes.
Chicken XACUTI?
Yes.
So how old is this place, Mahesh?
Last 20 years we are running over here.
20 years?
Yes.
So you began this?
Yes.
So this is a XACUTI gravy?
This is all 36 ingredients.
36 ingredients. Do you also use some poppy seeds in this? Gasgase?
Gasgase, yes.
I can also taste the aromats. Cinnamon?
Yes. All 36.
The coconut also you roast?
Yes. The base is the coconut.
Base is the coconut.
Base is the coconut.
There's a lovely roasted sort of a flavor that I'm tasting in that.
And most important thing is the mom preparation.
Oh, your mom prepares this?
Yes.
Where?
At home.
So you prepare it then bring it here?
Yes.
Nice. No wonder it's so tasty. What breads do you have here?
Usually people love this goan bread.
The poi.
Pois, yes. Normal pav we are having. This normal pav.
But goan bread is with what? The wheat bran? What is that?
Not exactly wheat. This is maida and coated with dust.
So is it bran?
Yes.
Wheat bran I think that it's coated with. Fantastic. So I think we'll taste some Ros Omelet.
Yes.
Very tasty. I eat it every day.
What do you eat?
Ros Omelet.
Ros Omelet. What's your name?
Shruti.
So you eat it every day? How long have you been coming here?
2 weeks. Their cold coffee is also nice.
The cold coffee is also nice. Fantastic.
Just saw, I just entered. First day I came, I had Ros Omelet and I've been eating that every day.
I think that's the thing with places like these. They kind of tend to endear themselves to you. That's what happens.
Yeah, so I don't order anything else, only Ros Omelet.
Only Ros Omelet. Lovely. Nice meeting you.
Same.
Well, I've got my poi and also the Ros Omelet. So it's basically an omelet, and on top of the omelet, they pour over the XACUTI gravy. And I think I also have a couple of bony pieces of chicken, the dregs that remain in that XACUTI masala. I'm told they open here at 7 a.m. So if you want your chicken XACUTI with the chicken pieces, you got to be at 7 a.m. We were late, so we are making do with the Ros Omelet. I don't think it's exactly the definition of making do. I suspect we're going to enjoy this. There's some onions that I think that should go on the omelette, but I want to taste first the omelette just with the gravy. The two things I love about the gravy, one is the flavor of the roasted spices and coconut. This is a gravy that certainly has character. So when you taste this gravy, the toastiness of some of the ingredients, be it the coriander, the cumin, the cinnamon, creates a sort of impression that lingers on your palate. The other thing that I like about the gravy is that because it is a chicken gravy, you also have flecks of the chicken that you will find every once in a while.
It's a lime soda added flavor. Kokum.
Kokum flavor. What do you call it?
Vimto.
Vimto.
Yes.
Thank you, Mahesh. Let's get some of the onions onto this Ros Omelet party of flavors. I want to make sure that every bit of my omelette has the opportunity to absorb enough of that delicious XACUTI gravy. There's a slight saltiness to the eggs, which rounds off the flavor of that XACUTI masala. There's nothing as comforting as eggs, and especially eggs that have been soaked in that XACUTI masala. Get it with some of the poi now. And that's a bread that's strong enough to contain the exuberant flavors of that XACUTI masala. I suspect I may need a little more gravy though. Let me see if I can get a little more of that masala gravy. Mahesh, can I have a little more gravy? Thank you. Oh, I love the gravy. I think an extra serving of the gravy and the onions also allows you to lengthen your enjoyment of this Ros Omelet. There's bits of chicken bone too that you bite into, so just be a little careful about it. What I like about the poi is that it's soft and airy inside to soak up all that gravy, but has a kadak exterior that makes sure that the gravy doesn't spill out of that poi, so it conveys it safely to your mouth. Oh, I got a piece of liver. This is one of the rare tastings where I'm only going to be tasting one dish. But it's a dish that is the sort that calls for no company, no distraction. You have the roasted flavors of the spices and then the moist crunch of the onions, and somewhere in there, the tasty nutrition of the omelette. This is a happy breakfast. Also, what's nice about the poi is the granular texture of, I think, what is wheat bran, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So the poi is basically made from maida primarily, and I'm told they dust it with some wheat bran. When I stepped in, I didn't know what to expect. And I was a little disappointed that they didn't have the mussel XACUTI that I had heard about, that somebody had recommended. And also a little more disappointed when he said, well, we've run out of the chicken pieces in the XACUTI too. So he said, all that I can give you is the Ros Omelet. But Mahesh has been kind enough to give me the Ros Omelet, also with those little dregs of chicken that remain in that gravy. And to be honest, while I'm happy to taste those chicken pieces and also that tiny sliver of liver that I got, that XACUTI gravy has all the flavor that you need. I can also now feel the warmth of the spices, and I think there's also a bit of green chili that goes into that gravy, because I can also feel its tingling heat on the tip of my tongue. As you come to the end of the plate, the omelette has long disappeared, and it's only the onions, a little bit of the gravy that's clinging to the side of the plate. But that's enough to prolong your enjoyment of this dish. I also bit into something sweet there. I know that the XACUTI masala is all ground. Mahesh tells me there are about 30 ingredients that go into the making of a XACUTI masala. I mean, basically your spices, whether it's the coriander, the cumin, The cloves, the cinnamon, there's some poppy seeds that go into it, there's some mustard seeds. There's a bunch of ingredients that go in, also along with some chili powder, etc. So all of them come together to register the impression as a whole. But I think every once in a while, you bite into a bit of the spice that hasn't been ground down completely, and you will register its individual flavors. So for instance, right now I just bit into a little fleck of cinnamon that, though tiny, was enough to proclaim its presence in that delicious XACUTI gravy. Rather refreshing, but I find that the syrup is a bit syrupy. It's not your typical kokum. I think what I'm going to do is ask them for some cold coffee, because my fellow diner here, Shruti, recommended the cold coffee, and she's been coming here non-stop every day for breakfast for the last 10 days. You got to value that sort of recommendation. Mahesh, can I have a cold coffee?
Cold coffee?
Yeah.
Yes.
You see my plate?
Yeah, it was almost.
It is mopped up. I had an extra serving of the gravy, but you must congratulate your mom. What's your mother's name?
Anandi.
Mrs. Anant Parsekar, on that excellent XACUTI that I've tasted. So although I will leave here in the next few minutes, but this is a XACUTI I'll remember for a long time.
My God.
I love the way, the manner in which the spices are roasted. The fact that the aroma, the flavors are still lingering on my palate. Excellent. I hope next time when I come, I get to taste some of the mussels too.
Definitely.
And tell me, what is this biryani and all? You do biryani and things like
Yes,
that?
biryani also are here.
But your specialty is what, goan?
My goan is specialty is Ros Omelet.
Ros Omelet.
Yes. Before we used to start in long back, 20 years back, we had started Ros Omelet.
Really?
Yes.
7 in the morning, who comes for breakfast?
Only the locals.
The locals come?
Some locals.
Ah. The tourists come a little later?
Yes. Tourists, some foreigners.
Super. Awesome to meet you.
Sir. And nice to meet you also.
Nice to meet you too. Well, my preferred choice of beverage in the morning, as you know, is a hot filter coffee, but I don't think Goa is too fond of filter coffee. So therefore what you will find here is the coffee, but of the instant kind. It's a sort of coffee that hits the spot after you've had a plate of that very warming, flavorful Ros Omelet. So if you happen to be in Goa and are in and around Parra, I'm told Kalangut is not too far away, Baga is not too far away, and you want to savor a really special XACUTI gravy, either with a Ros Omelet or the chicken if you're lucky to find it when you arrive here, definitely check out Sai Anant here in Parra and meet Mahesh Parsekar. He's an interesting personality to have a conversation with. Until the next time, take care, stay safe, stay strong, happy eating and drinking.
Last 15 years, we had not put any advertisement outside. I like advertisement mouth to mouth. If you like, tell others.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. That's the way food business should always be.
Yes, yes.
Super. Do well. God bless.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. If you'd like to support the work that we do at Food Lovers TV, do consider joining our membership community on YouTube by hitting the join button below or on the home page. You could pledge a nominal sum and receive special privileges like behind the scenes footage, shoot updates, access to live Q&As and a lot more. You could support us on a Patreon page as well. For more info, check out the links in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and leave a comment below. Happy eating.